Hey guys, welcome to our review of House of the Dragon, Episode 5, Season 2. And I just want to say I'm happy that I've got a good show to return to every week. It's going to be a busy week because several shows are ending. Yay. Acolyte has the finale this week. The boys have the finale this week. But thankfully, House of the Dragon still has plenty more episodes for us to get to. And this is a great show. Now, this one, comparatively, is a little quieter. People are kind of in their corners, you know, sorting their things, grieving over their losses. Team Black just took a bunch of huge losses. Big loss. The biggest and fastest dragon they got dead. Of course, the queen that never was will never be, and she's gone, and that's really affecting a lot of people, not only on the council, but Lord Quarrels. And
you didn't see her die on screen.
Oh, she did. She so did. And so, yeah, it's a bit of a breather as we kind of plant the seeds for future storylines. But just because this one isn't filled with action doesn't mean that it's any less. In fact, you know, the Game of Thrones is about political maneuvering and interesting characters and things like that. So when I see people, you know, really down on the episode, they want action every week. I get it, but you have to understand it's Game of Thrones. Plus this doing it within a budget. And while I do think the pace could be a little better is certain elements. For example, Daemon seems to his story is kind of treading water a bit.
Yes, we complained about that a couple episodes ago too. It's like, let's pick up the pace on this, and still nothing.
But I think this is the last one, I think, of this that's treading water. Because they are planting the seeds. We actually see him on Dragonback, threatening the Brackens to come to heel and to listen to what he's saying. These motherfuckers hate Blackwood so much.
Rather fucking
They're going to turn their backs on a fucking dragon who's ready to blow fire at him. That was a badass shot. I thought it was pretty cool. And that actually kind of impressed Daemon, who was like, wow, okay. Well,
I need people like that.
We need that.
We need that on our side. So we got to find a different way to get these people on our side. Makes a decision. Ultimately a bad decision, because later on in the episode it blows up in his face. The whole Riverlands doesn't want to fight for him because of what he does here, kind of showing that Daemon is better with his queen by his side, and and he keeps calling himself the king.
Yeah,
he ain't no king consort. He's like, yeah, but that part don't matter. So, like I said, a breather of the episode to reflect and absorb your losses while planting the pieces. Then towards the end, we get the big setup of we need more dragons. Let's get more dragons. I've got a crazy idea. Jace says there's plenty of Targaryens here, potentially bastards. We don't care. We're desperate. And she's like, this is just crazy enough to work.
Fucking do it. Yeah.
So let's get some dragons, because we have multiple dragons from a king and queen long ago that are just kind of in the dragon pit hanging out with no riders. And there's other dragons throughout the land that could potentially have riders. So this would be after Team Black just got a bunch of beatings here, losing all across the board. They need to do something. And so this is the episode where we plant all that. What did you guys think of this episode?
Pretty good. I enjoyed, again, the Damien stuff kind of spinning its wheels, but I did like how Cole's still trying to be the guy, but he's not really the guy. He's like
the guy.
He brings in the head and the town. I'm waiting for the town to revolt.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It does look like it's coming.
First shot, you see like they're eating like nasty-ass food. Everything is rotten. They're starving. Like, we haven't gotten paid. And it's like, oh, look, we won the battle. But everyone's like, this is a bad omen. So it's not really in their favor as they think it is.
Right.
And I'm loving the scenes with Aemon and Alicent. And he's like, you actually did this to your brother. She's like,
She knows.
She knows. She has that side-eye look and whatever. And the way he steps into the king's position, already taking charge, I like it. It's like, you do this, this, and this. Cut down the rat catchers. We're tired of seeing that shit. I was like, okay, now we can actually get some shit going with Team Green, even though I'm Team Black.
Yes.
But it's good. I'm liking this.
Yeah. You think he's more a competent ruler than
for
Aegon?
sure.
Okay.
For sure.
At least in battles.
And people respect him, and you could see that.
Okay.
Yeah, they respect his strength for sure. I think I like this one less than you guys. I think that I like down episodes as far as action goes because I love Game of Thrones not for the spectacle. While I do love things like the big battles and stuff, I love watching people who are good at the game play the game. And I still think that the main characters aren't really doing anything. I think that without Jace and Bela, they held up the episode for me because they were both brilliant doing the things.
Yeah.
Getting the Frey allies, her delivering the message to her grandfather saying, look, you got to be the hand. This is important. She dropped some like really cool lines like, I'm fire and blood. You need someone who's salt at sea. They really held up the episode for me. But once again,
She's going to be the queen eventually.
Yeah, we've got Queen Rhaenyra who's doing nothing. And this is another, like, we are most of the way through the season now, and she still has done nothing other than a scene that they manufactured that was acted well, but was fucking stupid. Like the praying scene, like when they're sitting there praying and she does the sister act thing where she's sitting down with, and that is the only thing she's done this season. And so it's like, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
If we're going to be manufacturing stuff.
Yeah, in the trailers she said, I think you forgot to fear me in the next trailer. And I'm like, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Yeah, because you've been doing everything so poorly for such a long period of time.
Exactly.
Look, so much of this stuff is manufactured, right? Like, all of this Daemon stuff is just made up crazy things, and it's fine. It's just, if you're going to make up some stuff here, can you, like, zhuzh up some of these scenes? You've got both councils, and I don't feel any tension. I don't feel any excitement. Like, even Sir Larys, who we know is a snake, and he's supposed to be super clever, he's just like, yeah, should be aiming. Like, I would like to see a scene where he's, like, doing something behind the scenes. I just need more tension, and I need more intrigue. I'm just not intrigued by their political intrigue in this episode.
Yeah.
It's still this I love this series. I think it's really good, but I think that this is I don't dislike it because there's no action. I dislike it because I'm not intrigued by their intrigue, and I don't feel any tension.
Yeah. Let me address some of our viewers as well. You know, the House of the Dragon reviews, they don't get a whole lot of reviews, but when they do, it's fans of the show. And they're really hyped on the show. They love the show. They adore the show. They praise the show. They like it a lot. They love the show.
I'm sorry.
And if anybody critiques the show, then they're like, you guys are idiots. You just want battles. You just this. No, you have to understand that, you know, when you have a breadth of content and material that comes before that you can compare it to, even within universe, the previous Game of Thrones series, which is a cultural phenomenon, some of the strongest television throughout multiple seasons, until the end. We won't talk about that because I can go on for hours. And so when we give somewhat a relatively low rating, like a 6 or a 7, in your opinion, it's really because, you know, do these characters here in House of the Dragon, are they as compelling as the characters in Game of Thrones? Do they move the plot forward?
You know
Do they have some agency? Are they as fascinating to watch? Do they make maneuvers? And frankly, you know, Alex is right. A lot of these key players aren't really doing a whole lot, you know, and then some fall in the background, then some push forward. And it's a compelling story, but is it as compelling as the original Game of Thrones? Some people will say yes, some people will say no, and that's why you get some various variants. Don't get caught up on 1 or 2, 3 points here and there, because we keep reiterating we love the series. But when some plot lines are kind of spinning its wheels, and we have a down episode, when there are so many moments and battles and things that happen in this, I'm starting to get the feeling like we are going to drag out each episode or each thing so that there's really only 3 huge things in a season, and then so 3 times whatever seasons, is that going to cover the Dance of the Dragons? And there are so many battles, there's so many things that, like, I'm starting to worry whether, you know, we're just going to condense a lot of it. And I think we are going to condense a lot of it. I've read a little bit. I tried to find some material that will clue us in on how many seasons they plan to do this. How many seasons did Game of Thrones have?
8.
8 seasons. I read some material that said they want to do this one for 4. So it's not set in stone, but they were thinking 4. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I think they can get it done in 4 if they go 10 episodes on some of these additional seasons, but they probably won't. It'll probably be 8. each time. So just know that there is plenty more to come. Whether HBO is invested, whether the viewers are there, we're gonna have to see. I think HBO is almost a point of pride where they will finish 4 seasons, even if it's not. Even if it's half the views of the original Game of Thrones. And that's good, because I really want them to finish this one. Mm-hmm. Now, all these other ones, if you don't know, there's tons of spin-offs coming. There's like Dunk and Egg and some other one and potentially a third one. That one is canceled. I was going to count that as the 4th one, but they can't really figure that one out. And Kit Harington has already kind of said that that's not happening. But that could change on a dime. It can happen back again. So I'm just looking ahead and at the future, and so far I think this is being done well, and I can't wait for more. So, yep. But just kind of cluing you into our review process and how that works. And for fans out there of the show, know that we're on your side and we love the show just as much as you. But when Chris, it's some tough love. So I agree completely with the boys here, and I gave you my opinions already. So let's go ahead and as Aegon has returned, he is definitely in a compromised position, burnt, like fucking almost fusing with his armor.
He's in a coma, basically.
Extra crispy.
Yeah. And so we get someone must rule in his stead, and so Aemon always gets what he wanted.
It's like me.
Get
out of here.
I like that whole scene where the audio kind of drops, and she's just like being ignored at her own council thing, and that mirrors Rhaenyra, who is also being ignored at her own council.
That's her own doing, though. Like, she doesn't do shit. She's like, I'm leaving. Doesn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
She does a stupid ass plan.
This is a good point.
She's being ignored because she's stupid. Yeah. The other one's being ignored because, like, she set precedent like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm really hoping that, she gets turned around in her depiction in the future. Now, they do have to follow the books, so if Queen Rhaenyra does not have a whole lot or some of these decisions that she can do, I mean, her story, whew, there's even lines, I don't want to give that away. All right, approach this.
Slate spoiler?
Slate spoiler. We don't know what happened to Sunfire. Sunfire is being, let's see. Cole says Sunfire is being left behind to guard, and he's long in death, which I think means he's not quite dead yet.
Not dead yet.
It's an expression of medieval expression, I guess. But yet, on the other side, Team Black, she thinks that the dragon has been slain and Sunfire is gone. Yeah. She doesn't need to worry about him anymore. Anyways, moving on. So just a great episode, and really setting up for the next one, because it seems like the next one, I wonder how long they're going to kind of stretch it out. The next one, are we going to get the dragon seeds kind of thing? The story where all across the realm they've been setting up these people like Hugh Hammer, who is trying to escape the city and getting medicine for his daughter, and his wife's like, God damn it, what's going on? And he's like, just don't worry, woman, the king said he'll pay me.
Yeah.
We know that's incoming.
Yes.
I'm paying your ass. Mm-hmm. That was that guy, not me.
They have no food, no nothing. Everyone's getting mad.
Everybody's getting mad and
no
shit.
allies. They could give them food or something.
And so that gives us good character motivation, and we realize Hugh Hammer's like, fuck this place. Fuck you guys. I need to do something desperate. Wait, this decree says that I can not only ride a dragon, but I will be made lord, and my daughters and sons will be royalty, essentially. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to risk my life. So they're setting it up so perfectly that all these minor characters will take the risk of – because this is not a fucking horse. You don't just, ride and bucks you. No, I hope they have plenty of bloody scene, like a dragon turn around and just rip somebody off its back. Just get the fuck off me.
You need to do it for a comedy effect. There's a long line. They see the first person just get chomped up. It's like – yeah, no.
I mean, there's supposed to be long lines. I want that to happen.
And then everyone's just like, nah.
Yeah. I don't know how many long lines there are, Alex. Damn, them motherfuckers are fucking the people. Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if it's like a lottery ticket, man. It's like, do you want to live the rest of your life, or do you want the chance to be
like,
awesome?
Yeah, fuck it.
So, but again, a lot of this stuff is next time, and these are setups, and so we'll dive into the episode here in a moment. But let's go ahead and make it on the shorter side and give it final verdicts.
Chevin. I'm going to go with the Chevin.
I love it when you go with the Chevin. That's not a 7, okay? I can't give 7. Joe gives them Chevins.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the payoff as well. Like, there were some good scenes that I did like, but overall, like, Team Black's not doing anything, but everything is going in their favor. Like, the crowd's like, oh, let's just go to Team Black. It's like, this sucks. We're
going
not happy.
in their favor, Joe. Them motherfuckers just suffered huge losses.
Yeah, but like everyone on the castle, the whole like the peasants and everyone's like, no, let's just switch sides. We don't like this anymore. It's like Team Black needs.
The people want peace.
And
Rhaenyra ain't peace.
Yeah, she ain't doing shit. They need to make her a more vital character going forward because right now she's just there. Yes, sir. She's just doing some scenes.
And the series, the series itself built her up.
Yeah,
you know, as a
I like
smart
her. She's a great actress, given the moments. But like, she needs to feel like more of vital part in this war.
Exactly.
Right now, she's not doing anything.
Exactly. Well, I'll push back a tiny bit, and I still agree with you 100%. She is Jean-Luc Picarding it right now, where as on her side, not quite. She's giving speeches and comforting her side's crew. Like Jace comforts Jace,
But the rest of the council, she's not. The rest of the council is like...
Exactly. No, I'm in total agreement with you. What I'm saying is, because of her softer nature, or because that she actually cares, whereas Alicent doesn't provide any of that to her sons, which led one son to fucking fuse with his fucking armor and get all burnt up by a goddamn dragon and be an idiot, and this other son who she knows is a crazy man and doesn't want him on the throne. So that's what they're doing, but it's not working. Look here, you're the head of the thing. You need to go.
Yeah, exactly. I just want her line to pay off. He's like, "Oh, you mistake my weakness or whatever." I was like, "Okay, now show us."
Hopefully next episode.
Alicent kind of fell back, and I'm all for Aemon now. Aemon.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are gonna be for Aemon, and if you like Aemon and you like these characters, listen. In the books, and I know Alex knows in the book, Alex knows this as well, is that, Daemon for a while is kind of in the background, forming his army. And, so some of these they're trying to give these characters something in the meantime. All this mystical stuff, it's not in the book. It's more retelling of events, historical inaccuracies, one kind of narrator trying to suss the truth out. He was more a little bit pro-green, and now the show's giving us a little bit more pro-black. So it's interesting in that way. So they're fleshing it out, but the ways in which they're fleshing it out, I think, can be more compelling on the screen with Daemon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, like I said, I like it a little less. I think this is a solid episode. This feels like standard, average House of the Dragon. Now, again, like you mentioned, this is not Acolyte scale. Well, you gave this. For House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, like we have seen some of the best performances with political intrigue. There's not a character in this episode that would be fit to hold Tyrion, Tywin's, Littlefinger's cup. Like they would not be honestly, as well as Jace kind of did, sort of, when he wasn't doing the Zoolander face the entire time he's on camera, and it bothers me, so I had to mention it. It's just like I don't feel the political intrigue. I don't feel the pieces moving, and so they're creating stuff, and I don't think it's necessarily working. How many times is Daemon going to give someone incomplete instructions where he's just like, hey, I can't have this tied to the crown. And so all of these dudes are like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold their banners and take them in and do the most horrible war crimes ever. And so I don't know. I think that this is a solid episode, and I know that there's some cool stuff coming, and I'm hoping that they really go into this stuff. But we've got 8 episodes, and when you make me wait 2 years for only 8 episodes, and not only do I feel that this is a down one where we're kind of coming back, but you don't really hit me with those conversations. Lara Strong is supposed to be this super compelling, string pulling bad guy, and all he said was, "Yeah, Daemon." It's like, give me some scenes with something where I can latch onto, where I want to feel the dialogue. So I just don't feel that it's being written or directed in a way that I find super compelling. So that's why I'm giving it a 5.
All right.
A 5. Holy shit. Then that would make it. Because I'm over here. I was reading up on episode 3, because this is the other episode we gave a lower rating to. We said episode 3 lowest so far, at least for me, was a 6. The Burning Mill. And it's very similar in structure. It is, Aemon trying to take control, and then, Daemon having the visions, and then planting the seeds for what's next.
Yeah.
And so 3 kind of mirrors 5 in this way. And I think ultimately you like Regent. This is called Regent, this episode. Do you like Regent the least so far?
I think so, because
Yeah.
we're rehashing things that I feel that we've already done, and then opportunities for us. Like, I really do like the Bayla scene with her grandfather. I think it was kind of touching. And honestly, I just wanted more of that. I wanted more of Jace with the phrase, but that's such a minority of what we get in the episode, and I just don't feel the other characters are being written in a way where it's as compelling.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm grading on a curve here, because I was between a 6 and a 7, and I was my previous rating was a 6 on that other episode, and I think I am going to end up giving this one a 7. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. It's everybody absorbing their losses, planting the seeds for the next.
Yeah.
It's compelling characters, compelling dialogue, and this show is running at it. But again, this is a Game of Thrones 7, okay, which is a fucking 10 out of 10 in other, areas and compared to other shows. So that for me, then, the Burning Mill episode 3 is still the down one for me, because of this stupid scene at the end that they invented for this one. Here they invent something in this episode, but it makes a little more sense. So I'm okay with when you invent something, make it better than the source material, not worse than the source material. And fucking, the Queen Rhaenyra going and putting herself at risk just to have a conversation that's pointless, and because they wanted the 2 actresses to share the screen, and I get it, they get some good chemistry, but ultimately it didn't make sense within the story elements, and kind of making them both look even more incompetent than they need to be. So, okay, here we go. 3 episodes left, so I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10. We got a 7, 5, 7, and then we're going to do 3 more episodes, which the episode titles have not been revealed, and the written by has not been revealed, so I can't compare them to any previous other ones. I'm looking for director commonalities. No, the next 2 have different directors, and they're new directors, but the final episode does have the same director as episode 3. Doesn't really mean anything. I need to see what the writer is on that one and how they conclude it. But I'm very much looking forward to episode 6. I saw the promo trailer for episode 6. I hope they're hiding a lot, because it looks like potentially another down episode to set up the recruiting of the dragons. But hopefully they're just showing the first half of that, and then the second half is actually getting into recruiting the dragons. The dragons eating people. Get the fuck off me, bitch. And then a few going like, all right, you're cool. Let's go. I would love that episode 6, but if we spin our wheels there, I'm going to be a little upset. And then episode 7 is when we get it, perhaps. And then episode 8. So there's 3 more episodes. And I guess if we're going along the line here, for 4 seasons, 4 to 5 seasons, I think would do it. I think they might extend it to 5 if they were, if they had another hit on their hands and it's like, holy shit, this is another Game of Thrones.
Not
or
as
if
many
it just
people
doesn't have,
watching it, though. Yeah.
if it just has fewer viewers, as most series do, start strong and then kind of goes off, then they could probably end it at 4. So we'll see. And we'll see how many times George R.R. Martin contributes writing and stuff, because we all know this man is never going to finish his fucking novel.
Nope.
It's coming.
The
ending is coming.
Remember when he laughed at me, like, it feels like 10 years ago, when I was like, there's no way George finishes it before Game of Thrones. He doesn't have to. He's got all that HBO money.
Right.
And he's like, there's no way. Everyone would talk shit about George forever. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what happened. He just doesn't want to do it.
I don't think I was ever on the side of George is about to finish his novel. Maybe for effect, so that it could be funny and we can make a joke about it. But yeah, I don't think that. I don't know. Do you think he'll finish it before he dies?
No. I think he's going to leave a series of notes, and Sanderson will end up finishing it for him or something.
Yeah, because he said that he's going to help write some of the Tales of Dunk and Egg episodes for HBO. It's like, stop it! Fucking stop it. Just write the fucking no.
Sit down.
I mean, you literally have a fucking template. You know what not to do now.
Yeah.
You know what not to do. I don't get it, and I don't understand it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys. Oh, wait.
Spoilers.
So I forgot to do the breakdown. So here we are. Let's do the breakdown. Hey, breakdown. Okay. So going into the individual bits. So Corals is motherfucking devastated. Great actor. Got them tears coming. He knows how to do it. And same with Rhaenyra. She is devastated because that's her, big advisor at the military council. Even though she was a woman, the other men kind of respected her a little bit more because she's
making things happen. That's why.
Yeah. And we get this whole storyline where she is making smart plays subtly. She goes to his granddaughter and consoles her. Okay. Again, Jean-Luc Picard consoles her, gives her a speech, gives her the hand of the king pin, which unites her daughter. Her daughter's totally Team Black. Her daughter, in fact, Fire and Blood. I'm more Targaryen than I am, whatever you're going to offer me, grandfather salt in fucking this small little castle. Now, keep it. If Jace takes over eventually through the line, then I will be queen, etc. So gets her on board, and she eventually gives that to the Lord Corals, who is a great moment for her because he's going to want revenge, and he wants purpose. And then if you get that man coming in the council, then maybe all these other assholes who are actually saying sexist things. So we get the sexist moment where he's like, women, the fairer sex, are not known for doing the battles. She's like, motherfucker, you aren't known for doing the battles. So I'm just as good as you are. But she knows that this is just the way they are, and she needs to find some way to do it. So Hand of the King is a very intelligent idea, and we'll see that come to fruition soon. What's next? People starving. Unrest. You notice that everything's rotten. And then the Black Omen, man. You don't fucking parade one of these dragons' heads with these people that usually look up to them as gods and, as amazing, beautiful creatures. And
the king has fallen.
Cole thinks they're going to be like, we're right. Aegon.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Take
everybody's
that,
like,
stupid Cole.
he's like, these
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Nobody wants your kitty this way. Drink the spicy tea.
Twice.
Goddamn, boy. And then Aegon is kind of hidden in an unassuming coffin. And so the people don't get shocked by that. But turns out he was in there. They throw him on his bed, start tending to his wounds. I would have thought, it's like, man, if this is the king, you got to send some of those maesters out. It's like, hey, we're, have a messenger run ahead, and then within 100 miles, then we're sending the maesters to you as they tend them towards, I don't know, I'm just, theorizing.
They probably have him on enough milk of the poppy that you don't know where he's at.
And, so then we get the sexist dickhead, the fairer sexes can't figure out military strategy, and everybody's saying, look, let's attack Vhagar. He's depleted, and it's probably true. He's wounded and depleted, and but she's like, all right, that's what I want to do. I'm gonna get on my dragon. Nope, you're the queen. You can't do it. And Jace is like, and she's like, your dragon's too young and too small, and so you can't do it either. So she is just as frustrated later on as she tells Jace this. I'm just as frustrated as you are. You want to go out and do shit, and so do I do. How do you think I feel? I want to go out and do shit. Nobody even believes and trusts in me. So yeah, it's crazy stuff. And then we get a scene with Jason Baela. I think it's Baela. And what did they say here? Alex, you remember this?
Yeah, he wants to go to the phrase, and she's like, well, I'll tell your mom once you're already, he says don't tell her once you're already gone. But he just wants to, he feels like he's not contributing. And he's like, look, we can't hold all of our pieces back for fear of losing them, which is absolutely correct, which is why I don't think that, I don't know what Rhaenyra is doing. But.
Yes.
So she's not, he's like, he's going to go
council is ultimately right.
Yeah, because
even though they're
like,
dicks.
I'm mad. I was like, you can do something? No, I'm just going to stay mad. I was like, we need to do something.
Yeah, which, if we're to believe some of the things that happen later, it's like, I need to see more from her.
Yes.
But we'll see. And And so, yeah, he's just, I'm going to go to the fray because they're going to need passage. The Northmen can make it so much quicker if they go through through the frays. And
this is the part I was mentioning that was invented for this. Jace never visits the frays like that and, negotiates it. But it's cool. It's intelligent. He's like, look, we don't have a standing army. I did get us a standing army. They're sending us some troops. I'll try to get them here quicker. I got to do something.
Yeah.
Because we don't know whether Daemon is fucking around. Is he going to get an army? We rely on my army? So they did that.
Well, so they took the hand thing away from Jace, and they gave him this because they have to have Rhaenyra do something that's like seemingly intelligent. Because Jace is the one that gives Corlys the hand job.
What?
It's true.
No.
Yes.
Jace does not give the hand of the king to Corlys. It was Rhaenyra.
In the show, yes.
Yeah.
But in
the book, yeah.
So that they created it. They had to create this because they took that part away from Jace.
because
Rhaenyra is doing
nothing, and maybe even the show realizes
and
it.
so we got to give her fucking something. It's like, well, we're taking away from him.
And then the Brackens, this is a great scene. They don't want to comply in front of the dragon. I'm just like, man, they hate. That's a lot of hatred.
That's hate. I respect them.
Hate. And he does respect them. He says, wow, jeez, fucking, we need men like that. He's like, see, just kill him. And he's like, no. Let's get him on our side. There are ways to, do it. I can't be seen telling you to do this, but you do it. I have no idea what he was talking about. But essentially, later on, you find out that they're capturing their wives and children while they're away, and they're ransoming them, saying, you fucking join the army or your wife and children
Again,
are gone.
with vague instructions.
Yeah, and he specifically says the crown cannot be seen doing this, and they're like, we'll hold your banners up. Don't worry, bruv. And
they're incompetent idiots. So when they do that, they're holding.
Yeah, and how big? I mean, these are supposed to be tiny houses, and they are supposed to have been killed enough of each other that you can't even say that a side was a victory in the third.
It is a lesser house. Yeah, I don't know why these lesser houses.
How do you have so many fucking people?
How many troops? I don't know. Maybe book readers can tell us the strength of these lesser houses. It feels like they have 150 soldiers each, 200. They should probably have like 2,000 soldiers each, lesser houses. You gather all the lesser houses together, then you can get like 10,000 we can do something with. But anyways, we get a short scene at the Vale. Didn't really understand this one too much. I guess it was just saying over here in the Eyrie that she's not happy with the younger dragons. She wanted the bigger dragons because she's like, nobody can conquer my castle unless it comes from the air. And I'm scared of Aegon, so I need dragons. And then I guess other people say they bond over the fact that they don't really have dragons. But to me, it just looked like she's a bitch and she's, not happy with what she gets. And I ain't got time to wait. It's like, yeah, but these dragons are going to grow up. It's like, I ain't got time. Mm-hmm. So, and then that's it. Okay, so I don't know, Alex. Any context there from the book?
That's a great breakdown.
I don't think it's different people that are sent there, and I think it's like really young dragon. I think eggs.
Yeah, it was different. And this one was horny in the book too. She with Jace, so we won't get into that. Mysaria, is that Mysaria Master? The
White Worm.
The Queen, yeah, it's a White Worm. The Master, she's acting as
Cleo.
Master of Whispers. And she's like, there's other ways to fight the war. This is intelligent. Yeah. This is great. This is something you didn't really get to see a lot of in Game of Thrones. It's like, all the lords are doing all these things. What about the people? So the people are a huge token here, and we can use them as a piece.
Yeah.
And so she sends, I didn't understand at first, like, well, why did that lady go? Well, why didn't you go? But they send a handmaiden, I guess, as a spy. Okay, so it's a spy, right? So, yeah. So, and hopefully to stoke hatred and hey, doesn't it suck to be ruled by these guys? They suck.
All they need is like that last straw because they're already there. They're at the tipping point.
Spark for a fire would be cool. All right, so she gives comfort to her granddaughter. We already talked about that. She then eventually gives the hand of the king to him, and it looks like he is going to. For a moment there, he was wavering to be like, I don't know,
just fuck off to the west.
Fuck off, but he decides to. Okay, we're gonna do this. Daemon sees more visions. AngryJoe, tell us about these visions.
Oh, it's sexy time with Aunt Mom. He.
Gross. Ew.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this lady at first? And then in the last line, she's all like, my son, or I forget what you said.
It was like, is this Emma? Is this his brother's wife? It was like, oh, no, it's his.
He is having sex with his mom.
Aunt Mommy. And so he got all sorts of issues. It's
it's really because it's just telling him that you're better than your brother. So he's got, you were always my favorite.
That's a weird way. That's
Ew.
a weird way to put it.
Yeah.
Ew. But he does let loose that he will be king. I'm going to raise the army. I'm going to take King's Landing. And if Rhaenyra wants to come and hang out with me, that's cool. She can be queen, but I'm king. He's losing his shit.
Yeah, he is.
And I love it.
What's going on, Daemon?
And it's good. But he's doing his own brutal thing, Daemon things, which are effective sometimes, but apparently not effective here in the Riverlands, showing that he does need her to temper some of his decisions because he makes bad ones and he's pissed off all of the Riverlands now. Yes, he did win the Brackens, but so you sacrificed, you doing 2 houses are now on your side, 2 of the lesser houses, but you probably lost 12-10 in the process. So we'll see what this results in.
Yeah, it's painful watching.
I don't really remember this from the book either. So.
No, and it's painful watching him be an idiot. It's like I get that he's supposed to be like but it's like no one is doing what I think is smart moves, and so it's like watching 2 houses fall because they're dumb doesn't feel great for me.
Yeah.
What? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's one way
Daemon
to look at it.
He has openly said that he's going to be king and he wants to supplant his wife. And
yeah, you would think any of these motherfuckers would send a goddamn raven.
Yeah, it's like that's...
He's the only one to own birds?
Yeah, it's a bad thing. And so it's like him saying that he wants to betray Rhaenyra out in the open.
He's not saying that, but they'll still talk shit behind his back.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be king consort.
Because
like,
I still believe, even when it comes to it, he is on her side. It's just he's going to do it his way, as he always has done, as we've seen previous times. So, Alicent, we get her scene. She wants to rule, Alex.
Yeah, great.
I've done it before. I could do it.
Yeah. And
everybody else is sitting at the table like,
this is awkward.
Who's going to tell this?
Yeah.
Amen.
Excuse me, ma'am. You set up like last year that women aren't fit to rule and that it should pass to the next male heir.
Ooh.
And so you said that you can't
shit.
rule.
You wanted
That's
Aegon,
right. I forgot
now,
about that. Sit down.
Yeah.
And so everybody, including Master of Whispers, including Hand of the King, including everybody, basically, the Lannister. Nah, we're going with Aemon.
She's so mad at Cole, like she didn't discard him. And it's like, what did you expect
Yeah,
him to do?
he's like,
Get another scene with them talking to each other, and she's like, why you do? He's like, look, we're giving the war to the dragons. This motherfucker rides the biggest dragon. I've seen some shit. Mm-hmm. The people melted in their armor. We're going with the dragon, not you. You were ruling in peacetime, fine. This is war. You can't do some of the things that might need to be done during wartime. Yeah. Gates are closed. Hugh Hammer can't get out. He gets pissed. And I'm sure the next episode, I need the money. King's like, I don't know who you are. I am regent. I'm a different person than that, and I'm not going to talk to him. So he's not going to give him his money, and Hugh Hammer is going to turn.
Yeah, I refuse to buy that the kingdom would not pay for scorpions. It's such a silly thing.
They shouldn't have just said they should remove the scorpion mention. But I do believe that the kingdom wouldn't pay some of its debts. But making him the blacksmith for the army's weapons.
With scorpions, yeah.
Good.
Look, you're going to invent that the kingdom is broke because the kingdom is not broke. But you're going to invent that the kingdom is broke, and you're going to pay for scorpions.
He's going to sabotage the scorpions. I would.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he does, Joe. Instead, he rides a dragon.
He's got white hair, duh.
Which is going to fuck up way more than what a
do
scorpion
both.
can do. Do both. Jace promises Aaron Hall to the phrase, and so after wartime, so they can deal with Daemon and his opinion on this later. And Sir Alfred, she sends Sir Alfred, the fucking asshole, the sexist asshole, She is sending him to Harrenhal to check out on Daemon. I think also cleverly, wink, wink, get him out of the fucking council. This motherfucker's just talking shit all the time, challenging her.
We don't need his negativity.
It's not
Bringing on the vibes,
Bring
man.
down the vibe, man.
It's not
Fucking
immediately
alpha.
apparent, but I think that's what she's doing. But she gonna regret it. So she sends him away to Harrenhal, and we'll see what happens. He's like, "Hey, you got a message?" So he's nice. He'd be nice. "Hey, you got a message you want to send?" She'll just, I can't say that because Alfred will be even more concerned and pissed at me. Just continue our last conversation. So that's what he's going to tell him. All right. And then finally, the second to last scene was the Riverlands come in. They wake him up. "Why would you wake up the king? I was sleeping. What is so important?" They're like, "We're not going to fight for you.
Yeah, you commit all these war crimes. You're stupid.
Children, wives, ransom to get the Brackens to join the army. You know, congratulations, you got the Brackens to join you. But, when you never. Oh, before this, there was the witch. The witch and Daemon talk, and she's like, "Hey, I'm onto your plans. They're not good plans," basically, is what this scene says. And he's
Never
like,
good plans.
he's like, "Pray you never meet Aemon." And I'm like, this comes out of nowhere. And previously, we know from what Alex was saying and from reading the book that the witch does eventually get with Aemon. So, but here in the show, it's like, what? They're setting up that
They have
the
to
witch
plan-
that she's gonna meet Aemon at some point. Pray you never meet Aemon. Well, she is going to, but it just kind of was weird. Yeah, and then so Riverlands say no.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he's gonna fix that. So sorry.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't
I'm
know.
surprised he didn't do anything. He's just like, okay, no. Well, I got a dragon, and you still live in flammable buildings, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna go down. So I'm very interested. And then
How
finally,
does it fix?
Jay suggests, there are others of our bloodline. Let's use all these books. Let's figure it out. There's got to be records of everybody. We'll send messages out. We'll have everybody come, and yes, some may die, but a few might have some dragons, and they'll be loyal to us.
Yeah.
It's a crazy idea, and it just might work. But yeah, they might be loyal to you for a minute, but then you're in your family, and you're playing with fire. You know what I mean? And it's cool because they're desperate, and they need it to work. And
Yeah.
even temporarily.
Take a dragon.
it's
Be like,
okay.
all right, I'm off. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Just take off. We just stole the dragon.
Well, do you think they have to go to like a different line for different dragons? Like, do you want to be in the cannibal line or the sheep stealer line
Oh,
or the
shit.
Silverwing or the Vermithag or Verma whatever?
Yeah,
and it's like, I
that's-
want to be the one that gets cannibal. That one's cool.
Yeah, you're gonna die more likely.
No, because he eats dragons. He
Bigger
doesn't eat
risk.
people.
Bigger. No, he's gonna. Eat
Oh,
it.
they're all gonna eat a ton of people. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
I hope we get at least 2 or 3 deaths on screen.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're only gonna get like one. One guy's gonna get his arm ripped off, like from the.
They'll do an
books.
episode 3 and we'll go.
They'll do it.
We'll get the after shot of like all of these corpses over there, and it's just like, I would like to have seen that, please.
We are in the spoiler
Just a
section,
couple.
so I'll let one of them lose. That I think somebody from our council, Team Black's council, Rhaenyra, tries to ride a dragon, and that dragon ain't having it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know who it's gonna be. I don't remember. Some generic asshole. All right, cool. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next episode. It's good to have this series to enjoy and embrace me on Sundays. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. Leave your comments down below, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.